Hello everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is BC, and today we are doing a reaction video on the SpongeBob Conspiracy Theory series, but it's by Cinian Trends. I hope I pronounced that right. If I didn't, comment down below how to pronounce it. But also, like and subscribe to join the BC Army, and also comment down below what video game video or what video I should do next. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Patrick Star is hiding something, and no, I'm not talking about his hidden intelligence. I'm talking about something really serious, something that can ruin the life of SpongeBob. Get ready for my latest theory. This is the Secret Box Theory. The episode Secret Box is one of the most iconic episodes of Season 2. I mean, it's an episode filled with entertainment and mysteries. Anyways, in this episode, SpongeBob asks Patrick if he wants to go jellyfishing and finds out about Patrick's secret box, and is so desperate to know what's inside that he went far enough to break into his house and steal the box. Patrick revealed at the end that the secret item in his box was an embarrassing snapshot of SpongeBob at the Christmas party.
One embarrassing snapshot of SpongeBob at the Christmas party!
But what he didn't reveal was the actual snapshot. A lot of SpongeBob fans were disappointed and always curious as to what was in the actual photo. The uttermost information...
I was just about to mention that, and if it's an embarrassing photo, I don't know. This is a theory of my own. Cartoons, like kids' cartoons, have been known to hide adult things in cartoons that a child when they look at it, wouldn't understand it. So I could say, like, it's either inappropriate or it's actually embarrassing to a kid's rating standard. I have no idea. But, like, if it's so funny, and then it's very funny. And also in the episode of The Secret Box, when Patrick has the box, at first SpongeBob was reminiscing in his house before he broke into to Patrick's rock, like, oh, what could it be? I wonder what it could be. Oh, I hope it's not that embarrassing snapshot at the Christmas party. And then they mention it, and then Patrick is laughing after SpongeBob leaves. It's just crazy. Like, this is symbolic in so many ways.
The show gave us was that the picture is an embarrassing snapshot of SpongeBob at the Christmas party. Many people around the internet made fan arts of what they think could be it. SpongeBob wearing a lampshade on his head, SpongeBob tearing up, SpongeBob ripping his pants. In 2002, Nickelodeon hosted a Merry Christmas short containing a lot of embarrassing photos of various characters in Nickelodeon. Among them all, we see SpongeBob with ripped pants.
There were embarrassing photos.
Many of you probably guessed that the ripped pants would most likely be the secret picture, but I believe it's not the case since there was an episode in Season 1 called Ripped Pants, where SpongeBob goes out and advertises that he ripped his pants.
Oops! I guess I ripped my pants again!
So this most likely wouldn't be the picture we are looking for. But let me ask all of you a question. What could be more embarrassing than ripping your pants? His nudes? Allow me to describe. At first I thought this theory was just getting ridiculous and I should just scrap it. But when I took a glance of Secret Box for the 17th time, I found a moment in the episode that I just couldn't ignore.
If only you could see inside my secret box, it would change your life.
Replay the clip.
If only you could see inside my secret box, it would change your life.
If only you could see inside my secret box, it would change your life. Patrick hinted to SpongeBob that life would never be the same for him if he saw what was inside his secret box.
And the reason I'm laughing, because it is so accurate. It's so true. Like, if it's going to it must be very embarrassing if it's going to change your life. And I honestly think that. I do.
A lot of you guys are thinking...
I do. Like, I just truly think that it could be something, and it's a reason why Nickelodeon didn't show it. But SpongeBob is child humor. Like, I don't understand. But also there's some hidden adult humor in it as well, so.
Thinking Nickelodeon would never hint something this dirty. But I'll ask you something right now. Why didn't Nickelodeon ever show us the photo either at the end of the episode or in the future episodes? Most likely because it's way too sensitive to show to younger audiences. I mean, Imagine the amount of lawsuits filed on Nickelodeon for showing a PP to a bunch of little kids. They would never do that. But something itches my mind. Why does Patrick intend to keep the snapshot of SpongeBob? Well, we know throughout the episodes, Patrick isn't really a good friend to SpongeBob and is quite a jerk in general. He snitched on SpongeBob for supposedly eating his chocolate bar, which SpongeBob gave him in the first place.
First the balloon, now my candy bar. I'm telling on you.
And even took advantage of SpongeBob's kindness in the episode I'm What's Stupid.
Oh, what's on your mind? No, wait, I already know the answer. Nothing. See, that's funny, 'cause you're dumb.
I think Patrick's intentions of keeping a snapshot is to blackmail SpongeBob. This may be the key for getting himself anything he wants in life. We all know that Patrick doesn't have a job but still manages to have a home full of furniture, food, and a TV. Well, I theorize that all his stuff came from blackmailing. Not SpongeBob, but someone else, and SpongeBob may be his next target. He even said in the same episode that the inner machinations of his mind are an enigma, stating that he is far more complicated than he seems.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
Throughout this episode, Patrick constantly teases SpongeBob multiple times for the satisfaction of SpongeBob desperately wanting to know what's inside.
Yeah, and I think there is a video on YouTube about how much of a bad friend Patrick is. And he truly is. You know, I think he's like an all-around fun guy. He's fun. He's cool to hang out with. But eventually, he's gonna become a backstabbing traitor, or if he would have taken advantage of me. No, I wouldn't have left the Bikini Bottom, but I would have left that neighborhood and walked away. See, I don't consider I'd rather be friends with SpongeBob than Patrick. But also, SpongeBob is very sensitive at sometimes. And even like during the SpongeBob movie, Mr. Krabs even said that you're a kid, which he's not a kid. He is actually older than a kid, but he acts like a kid. He's a man-child. Kind of like Seuss from Gravity Falls, but different.
I mean, he literally made it very obvious from the start of the episode. One of the later episodes in SpongeBob seemed to be a sequel to The Secret Box, and it's called The Donut of Shame. Not only are the titles similar, containing the word "the" in the beginning, but the episode seems like it's part 1 of The Secret Box. Now, the donut probably has nothing to do with the episode, but everything else seems familiar. Patrick seems to be waking up from a hangover and finding SpongeBob unconscious on the couch. SpongeBob and Patrick must have been drunk during the party before passing out, and I believe SpongeBob was doing something really embarrassing to the point where Patrick found the perfect opportunity to capture it and keep it in his secret box. One last thing I would want to address. You know the string in the secret box that Patrick used to build a compartment with? Well, I can guarantee that this string is a hint to prove that the snapshot of SpongeBob is clothless. Nickelodeon released an episode not too long ago called The String. This seems like another episode telling us the truth about the secret box content. In this episode, SpongeBob has an urge to pull a loose thread off Squidward's t-shirt, which resulted in everyone losing their clothes. I have a feeling that the string in the secret box may have been the same string off SpongeBob's pants, and Patrick must have pulled the string, revealing SpongeBob undressed so he can use it to his advantage. There's my...
Oh my gosh, that's actually accurate. That's somewhat accurate. I think it's full on accurate. That is so interesting. It really is. I wouldn't have thought of that, really, because I thought that string was just an open compartment. So that might be accurate. Well, at least I think it's an accurate examination and conclusion to this video. I think it's accurate. But it also makes sense now that you put it together. But tell me, guys, what you think in the comments section. Because I think this is accurate.
my diagnosis for the secret box episode. Not really revealing, but explaining the embarrassing snapshot of SpongeBob at the Christmas party. Join me on my next video where I analyze another wacky conspiracy. Till then, toodaloo!
Okay. Oh crap. Hit the wrong thing. Okay, so what is next?
After watching the episode Rock Bottom, there are a ton of questions and speculations SpongeBob fans have. After watching the episode Rock Bottom, there are a ton of questions and speculations SpongeBob fans have, like, how was Rock Bottom formed? Why was Rock Bottom created? Was there an intention behind the creation of this city, or was this city always here? How does SpongeBob connect to the story of Rock Bottom? I'm sure these questions are circulating past your neurons, and the creators are making sure to hide it. Looks like you're ready for another SpongeBob conspiracy. This is the Rock Bottom Theory. Before we begin the theory, I wanted to say I'm really thankful for all the support from you guys, which led me to 30,000 subscribers. If you're not still subscribed, then please subscribe. Today I'll uncover the dark story of Rock Bottom, the anglerfish, and the bus. This is the scariest episode yet and has a reason behind the story. The theory will cover the truth of why SpongeBob was stuck in Rock Bottom and how was Rock Bottom created. With that being said, here you go.
Part 1, Trapped.
To start off from the beginning, let's go back to Season 1, Episode 17, Rock Bottom. SpongeBob and Patrick are going home from Glove World. They start looking for change for the bus fare and keep smacking the glove balloon at the bus driver's face. Don't forget this guy, he will be important later on. Patrick then notices a sign saying that they are leaving Bikini Bottom. But why didn't the bus stop at Bikini Bottom before leaving Bikini Bottom? Clearly the bus driver intended this, since even after knowing SpongeBob and Patrick wanted to go home, he was refusing to drive them back home.
But sir, we need to get back to Bikini Bottom.
Oh well.
They both start noticing that Rock Bottom is very different from Bikini Bottom.
Rock Bottom? It sure is weird around here. Kinda different.
Okay, that kind of makes sense, because like you have to know SpongeBob and Patrick, and I think the bus driver does know them because they write like in the episode SpongeBob has been on many bus rides at Bikini Bottom, and then also he accidentally hit him with a balloon twice, and then like they know like the bus driver. Like, they should know where to drop off SpongeBob and Patrick, but no, they take them to Rock Bottom instead. But see, here, I'm not sure this is going to appear in this video, but here's another thing. How come Patrick was managed to get on the bus to go back to Bikini Bottom when SpongeBob is the one left there, and every time he tries to get on the bus, he just leaves? That makes no sense to me. Like, why not just pick them both up, or why not just leave them both down there? Don't pick one or the other. Like, it makes no sense.
Different. Even the soil looks different.
The soil is different, the language is different, and most importantly, the people are different. They landed in a mysterious city that's never been explored before. This was the first ever debut of Rock Bottom, a strange city full of darkness. Patrick waits for the next bus and ends up taking it home. But why on earth did the bus driver let Patrick get in but not SpongeBob? Okay,
exactly.
Maybe the most obvious reason would be SpongeBob not paying the fare and smacking the bus driver with a glove balloon. But I don't think this is a valid reason for stranding them. I believe this bus driver was hired by a team to remove him. Maybe annoyed Bikini Bottom residents were behind SpongeBob's solitude. There was even a scene where SpongeBob sprints up the steep road to get the bus but fails to do so. This led SpongeBob to imitating Grandpa SquarePants, who says never run for a bus.
Don't run for a bus. Especially one that's going up at a 90-degree angle.
Especially one that's going up at a 90-degree angle. A question that pops up in my mind. Why would Grandpa SquarePants say this, and is there any deep meaning? Well, we do know in reality the only road going up on a 90-degree angle is a road that separates Bikini Bottom and Rock Bottom. So we know Grandpa SquarePants is referring to the Rock Bottom road. But why? Strictly, the only possible reason is that Grandpa SquarePants was in the same position position as SpongeBob when he was visiting Glove World. He must have been annoying
That
just like
makes
SpongeBob and
sense.
was tricked into leaving Bikini Bottom. Luckily, Grandpa SquarePants came back to Bikini Bottom to share his wisdom. But forget him. Let's talk about SpongeBob. Why on earth would everyone want to get rid of SpongeBob? Well, duh, he is annoying. There are several characters in the show that are affected by him, such as Squidward, Pearl, Mrs. Puff, and sometimes even Plankton. And these are just a couple characters I pointed out. Clearly, Bikini Bottom citizens mapped out a plan to plant a bus with an intended bus driver who is responsible for dropping SpongeBob to rock bottom. SpongeBob begins to wait for the next bus and seems to only show up when SpongeBob is caught off guard. He tries to get the bus a number of times, but every time he gets close, it leaves. Many of you would suggest that this is just the way rock bottom works, that all bus drivers have a low tolerance of waiting, but to me it looks like it's not only intended to prevent SpongeBob from leaving rock bottom, but to kill off all possible hope and desire to get back home. When SpongeBob arrives...
See, but here's my thing. I think what I believe is the only reason they picked up Patrick is I don't think Patrick is considered annoying by Bikini Bottom. They just consider him an idiot. But like the only time like they're truly like they're both annoying is when they're both together. Cause like you could like Squidward, every time SpongeBob and Patrick are together, they're both annoying. But then when Patrick is doing his own thing, he's either being a genius or being an idiot. And then SpongeBob is being annoying and stuff. Like if Patrick was at a workplace, he wouldn't be annoying. He wouldn't be fired because he was annoying or being a distraction. Patrick would be fired because he doesn't know how to do a job. Like I could see him mopping the floor, but instead he's moving the water bucket instead of mopping the floor, which he did. And then in one of the other episodes, when he ordered a lot of Krabby Patties at the Krusty Krab, and he didn't have any money, so Mr. Krabs told him to work for it, he even mistaken a bag of trash for a bag of money.
At rock bottom, he starts to notice the two cities are distinctive and really foreign, from the buildings to the soil. Everything you see looks unrelated, including the inhabitants. These inhabitants are in fact fish, but look nothing like the fish you see in Bikini Bottom. One of the conspicuous details I noticed was that the fish in rock bottom were glowing. Could these fish be radioactive by any chance? If so, how? Okay. Before we tackle anything serious, let me ask you a simple question. How was rock bottom created? Well, this question may sound really philosophical, right? Let's scratch deep into the surface of this question and ask ourselves, what may have caused a crater just outside Bikini Bottom that separates it from everything else? Ladies and gentlemen, I think I've found the mystery to this unrevealed question. Remember Bikini Atoll? It's time to tell the world the truth about rock bottom. So we all know that Bikini Atoll was a nuclear testing site located in the Pacific Ocean, where US government performed nuclear testing to perfect the size of nukes. In 1999, when Steven Hillenburg created SpongeBob, he chose a setting to be located at Bikini Bottom, based on the Bikini Atoll Islands. We are all familiar that nuclear explosives carry a range of harmful radiations that cause mutations in cell structures. An example of a real-life situation is the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, where the United States detonated explosives to these cities in 1945. Well, studies today suggest that the people are still suffering from the mutations brought out from those sites. Enough of all that. How does all this relate to Bikini Bottom? Well, we know that the fish in Bikini Bottom were evolved to talk and act like humans through the aid of radiation, but what makes the fish in Rock Bottom so special? I think the city of Rock Bottom was in closer proximity to the nuclear testing site, which resulted in a higher level of radioactivity in the city.
That actually makes sense, because when you blow something up, like you'll destroy half of something if it's on the other side. But if the nuke or the bomb is, as he said, close proximity to that particular area, you are going to get the full effect instead of the half effect. Because I remember in Myrtle Beach, This might be a bad example, but I remember in Myrtle Beach and stuff that it's like there was a flood or something, maybe even a bad storm. But see, that's all the way in South Carolina. This is Virginia, where I am. So basically what I'm saying is, it might be a bad example, it might be a good one, but what I'm saying is, just because like you're close to that area, does it mean you're gonna get the full effect? You're gonna get partial, but not full.
I mean, the radioactivity is so high that the soil in rock bottom has linguistic abilities.
Even the soil looks different.
You mind
What the
putting down
world?
Essentially, Bikini Bottom was given just the right amount of radiation for the fish to evolve into walking, talking fish. But Rock Bottom, on the other hand, was given a higher dose of radiation, which led to abnormalities. And if you're questioning how I can prove it's because of radiation, think about this. Why would there be a 90-degree angle road separating Bikini Bottom and Rock Bottom? Well, obviously because the force of the nukes caused a large crater. Did you notice that every fish in Rock Bottom looks different? Every fish except this guy. When SpongeBob sprints for his life, a red fish approaches him to help with balloon travel. That's right, SpongeBob meets a fish that looks very different from the rock bottom fish. He looks exactly like the bikini bottom fish, but the only thing different is the glowing thing on his head. I think this fish was trying to blend into rock bottom style since this fish doesn't look anything like them. Did you notice that the fish itself isn't glowing, but rather the thing on his head? The other fish in rock bottom are luminous, unlike the angular fish. He probably thought of attaching a fake glowtorch on the top of his head to fool the rock bottom inhabitants into thinking he is an angler fish that's local. If you don't believe this fish is from Bikini Bottom, then take a look at this clip.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If this fish is from rock bottom, then why doesn't he talk like the other fish? You know, raspberries after every few words.
Like, why doesn't he talk like this? You're, well, come. Or something like that. He doesn't even, like, use the tongue that when he speaks. Like, welcome to the Bikini Bottom Rock Bottom. I can't do it well, but see, you get the gist. He's talking like he's from Bikini Bottom. He's not flicking the tongue every single time. He goes from, instead of being like, thank you, it's thank you, or it's you're welcome, not the other.
Speaks the exact same language as Bikini Bottomers.
Exactly.
And most importantly, think about this. He was the only one who knew how to get SpongeBob out of Bikini Bottom through balloon travel. And one question that comes up in my mind, how on earth did he even get there? I'm thinking he was probably forcefully taken there the same way SpongeBob was. But then, why didn't he even go back? Time to scratch beneath the surface.
Brainwashing Part 2.
After watching Rock Bottom, I noticed it was obviously portrayed that the anglerfish wasn't a Rock Bottom native, but instead suggested to originate from Bikini Bottom. And with all crazy stuff aside, why isn't
he does look like he's from Bikini Bottom
attempt to use a balloon and go back to his hometown? Well, the most obvious thing floating through your mind is that he got used to it or grown to love life in Rock Bottom. We know for sure that nothing is preventing him from going back to Bikini Bottom if he had the chance to steal SpongeBob's balloon and use it to get back home without returning it. Maybe he wants to live there. Or maybe he's brainwashed to live there. Let me explain. In the episode SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout, SpongeBob invited a ton of fish, and in his house we see the glowfish. If the glowfish successfully reached Bikini Bottom, why didn't he stay, or why didn't he attempt to come there in the previous seasons if he was from there? If that doesn't...
And I actually agree with that. I think you are brainwashed, because that's like, for example, that's like somebody, in order for you to like something that could be negative or something like sometimes something has to screw with your mind. Or he could be brainwashed, or he could have got used to it and adapted. But think about this. Your life was in Bikini Bottom. Why go to another place and never come back? Like, there has to be either brainwashing or somebody is messing with you. It's either brainwash or somehow or some way you got used to it. But it's got to be some effect, mentally or emotionally. Something had to be done, mentally or emotionally, or maybe not. Maybe you just got used to it. I don't know. He had to adapt.
Convince you, then take a look at this clip. Tell me what you see.
Why were you waving at us and then running away?
Huh? I can't understand your accent.
SpongeBob finally makes a return to rock bottom, but that's not the point. The glowfish is actually using the native rock bottom language and fails to comprehend the bikini bottom language. Now you're likely asking me, Cinian, what if this fish just learned the rock bottom language and forgot the bikini bottom language? Okay, maybe he forgot how to speak like the bikini bottomers, but he doesn't even understand the language, which makes no sense. According to a lot of articles, while it's possible to lose part of your native language, it is nearly impossible to completely lose it. And as per the episode Food Truck, it seems that Incidental 211 has no trace of the bikini bottom language. Not just that, but he also does not comprehend his native language now. But in season 1, episode 17, Rock Bottom, the anglerfish was speaking bikini bottom. All these clues point out that Incidental 211 was brainwashed by rock bottom fish.
I actually agree.
Well, it's really hard to find the real reason, but I assume these radioactive fish are convincing him that they are the better and more superior breed as opposed to bikini bottom fish. But I think the most logical explanation of how Incidental 211's culture was stripped was through the means of radiation. As we know from the beginning of the theory, these fish are extremely radioactive to the point where they are constantly emitting radio frequencies. This phenomenon is called the photoelectric effect, which is about electrons being emitted when any form of matter is absorbing radiation. Man, this is the first time the high school chemistry teacher actually came in handy. Thank you, Mr. Armstrong, for teaching me chemistry. Some evidence I found in the episode Food Truck suggests that Rock Bottom is a depressing city. When I first watched this episode, I came across a scene where the fish were living inside a fucking coffin. But the intent the writers had was to portray the emptiness of Rock Bottom through a graveyard full of unoccupied graves. This is scary. And on top of all this, you guys keep telling me
wait, let me go back.
The episode Food Truck suggests that Rock Bottom is a depressing city. When I first watched this episode, I came across a scene where the fish were living inside a fucking coffin. But the intent the writers had was to portray the emptiness of Rock Bottom through a graveyard full of unoccupied graves. This is scary. And on top of all this, you guys keep telling me it's a kid's show. Anyways, the symbolism does not make sense at all since we literally for a fact know that they are alive, right? Oh boy, was I wrong. Could these fish be dead? No. They can't be dead. This is a happy show. Heavens to Betsy, what the fuck is this? What am I watching? In the episode The Night Patty, SpongeBob was hitting a night shift and serving to Rock Bottom inhabitants, and this happens. SpongeBob serves them normal patties, which everybody seems to hate.
And there's the guy right there!
Into making night patties, which everyone seems to love. But what I find weird about the patties are that they are holographic. That's right, these Rock Bottom fish prefer ghost-looking patties over regular Krabby Patties. This could point out that the Rock Bottom fish are dead. And if you think about it, it makes real sense. The radioactivity must have caused the death of these fishes. Every single fish, including Incidental 211. Yes, he is dead. Why do I say that? Look at this clip.
Night patties!
The man hates regular food and prefers the night patty. You want to know something that ghosts are really good at? Vanishing. In the Food Truck episode,
I was about to mention that. What's very interesting is that he said, Cinian said that at the beginning that all of the rock bottomites glow. But it's very interesting because so does the Flying Dutchman, and he's dead. But what I'm saying is, if you're dead, why aren't you you could be glowing? You're glowing, but I was thinking about why aren't you the color green? But you don't gotta be the color of the Flying Dutchman to be dead. You can still be glowing and still be dead. But in another episode where it was Mr. Jenkins versus Mr. Krabs about respecting elders and stuff, Mr. Krabs did do a seance, or he did do a summoning, And then one of his crab relatives, looking like William Shakespeare himself, was a glowing green. But I find it very interesting that they're not all glowing green. But they're glowing, so they're deceased.
From SpongeBob and Squidward, which proved that he is a ghost. I hate to say this, but this fish was killed by all that radiation and brainwashing, which caused him to transmute into a ghost. And this might be a logical explanation on why he never took the glove balloon back to Bikini Bottom. He was dead. May his soul rest in peace. And that, my friends, is the rock bottom theory. Thank you for watching. If you think about it, SpongeBob must be a lucky boy, because if SpongeBob went to rock bottom without a balloon, he would never return, since the balloon is what he used to travel back home. And if he stayed there any longer, he would end up dead, just like Incidental to 11. Man, this theory was way too deep. I mean, I know I made crazy theories in the past, but this one was just insane. With that being said, please check out my other theories. You're not gonna regret it. Thanks for watching the video, and I'm Cinian, signing out.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And as I said at the beginning, don't forget to like and subscribe to join the BC Army. And also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be first to know when I upload my next video. Anyway, this is BC signing off.